Korean Americans are gaining political influence in the United States state of Virginia, defeating Japanese efforts to block changes to school textbooks. From now on, books used by Virginia students will note that the Sea of Japan is also known as the East Sea, which is what Koreans call it. Daniel Ryntjes has details.
In the summer of last year, South Korean President Park Geun-hye addressed a joint session of the US Congress, a rare honor even for America's closest allies. But the politics behind the addition of the East Sea to Virginia textbooks are more local than global. Japan's efforts to block the move were defeated by the growing influence of Virginia's Korean American residents.
Well, I think the first Korean Americans that came to the U.S., mostly in the 1970s and 1980s, were not involved at all in politics, at all. Primarily, they owned businesses, they worked their own businesses, they went to their own churches. They were a population within a population. And I think really in the last 10 years, as their children have grown up in the United States and have become doctors and lawyers and been very successful, I think even the older generations have become more politically active and more aware of their own power and frankly wealthier.
In 2007, Virginia's state senator Chap Peterson, who's married to a Korean American, fought and won one of the most expensive state Senate races in Virginia history. He received significant support from the Korean community. The community persuaded Peterson to push for a new law to revise Virginia textbooks to note that the Sea of Japan is also called the East Sea.
The Korean population has become much more organized and much more sophisticated. And I've had people that have supported me, and again, my wife's Korean, so it was a natural link for me, but people that supported me saying, you need to stand with us on this issue.
The campaign was led by Korean-American Peter Kim, who took action when he saw that his own children's textbooks only contained the Sea of Japan.
When we found out that the actual textbook, this is the world civilizations, as you can see, it's the Sea of Japan only between Korea and Japan. But recently, after our work, publishers decided to update the information, so you can see this one as a Sea of Japan and East Sea in the parentheses. So obviously, some of the publishers are updating the textbooks, but not quite yet.
After passage in the state Senate, Kim was among the Korean-American supporters who witnessed the House of Delegates approving the change by a wide margin, a vote of 81 to 15. This despite public opposition from no less than Japan's foreign minister. Now the two-line bill goes to Governor McAuliffe for signing. During his campaign for governor, he pledged to support the change. Japan's ambassador to the United States wrote a letter to Governor McAuliffe saying the vote could hurt business ties between Japan and Virginia. But given the size of the majority vote in favor, the governor is expected to sign it into law within the next few weeks. Daniel Ryntjes, CCTV, Annandale, Virginia.